And there we are.
Oh, we're live! Yay! Hi, I'm Dave Murphy. I'm Social Media and Marketing Manager at Sage, and this is...
my name is Wendy from Gilst, and I'm Social Media Manager at Sage as well.
Yep. So a few weeks ago, Wendy and myself had a great conversation about personal branding. This week we're going to talk about social selling. Both of us are qualified by LinkedIn as Instruct qualified social selling trainers. And if you have any questions, please bring the questions through what we're going to talk about today. So events are a really important part of social selling. Personal brand we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what you should share as well. Wendy has a great blog as well. So the perfect blog post was one of your most recent ones about attending an event, and a perfect blog post for LinkedIn. So we're going to talk about a few different things today. So I suppose the main focus of today is really events and social selling. So what would you suggest someone would do in advance of going to an event?
Well, I think in general it's good for people to understand that when you have an event coming up, whether it's for your own business or you work in a big business like Sage and you try to get registrations for your event, that you can do a lot with your own personal brand.
And would you need something like Sales Navigator, or can you just use normal LinkedIn?
No, it's just a matter of having profiles, complete profiles. It's very important that you have a complete Twitter profile, complete LinkedIn profile. So before you start to reach out to people, you want to be complete, like you want to have a good personal brand.
Yeah, and I think have a relevant image on your profile, because if you're going to meet somebody at an event and you have an image from when you went to college or an image from a night out on your personal brand, or any other things, it's just, and you walk up to this person at the event to meet them, they're going to be in total shock and not recognise you. So have a recent picture.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really important.
Absolutely.
That's the base level I think that you need to go at.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think sharing content about the event is important. And when I look at Sage, we're promoting the Sage Summit at the moment, and it's a really big event.
Yeah.
And yes, we ask people to share about the summit, but it's really important to explain to people, well, why is this important to you personally, and why is this important for the people that should go to the summit?
So your audience, people who you're connected with on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and all these places. Because social selling, a lot of the time I think is cornered by LinkedIn, and people just think it's because it's on a professional network that's where it should really be. But like you say, it should be on Twitter, it should be on Facebook, and what you're sharing is really, really important to make it relevant. For those people essentially to give up their day or 2 days to travel to London, say from Ireland for example, or even from the UK, and give up their work where there might be only 3 or 4 people in the business. That's a lot of time away from your business. So it needs to be a really good reason. Otherwise it's... and I think you made a great example yourself. You wrote a blog post about why people should attend the Sage Summit, and what I really liked about this, because it was so personal, so people could understand why you thought it was good for them to attend the summit, instead of a marketing message, which you see a lot, where we just talk about, wow, this amazing event. Every event is amazing. I mean, we're not setting up events because we think they're not going to be good. Every event is good. Yes, exactly.
The fact that you told us in your blog post why it was important for you and how you thought it could help businesses, that made it easier for people to understand why you should attend.
To be honest, when I wrote the post, I was just looking at why would somebody want to give up their time? What's relevant to people who are my followers, or people who I follow as well on different networks? So they're marketing people, so what are they going to learn by going to Sage Summit? So there is marketing tracks available at Sage Summit where really good keynote speakers, really good business experts are going to go in and talk about marketing your business from small startup scale up to enterprise level. So that's where you think it makes it relevant for my audience, but it makes it relevant for me to actually be able to sell that, because that's where I come from in a social selling perspective. I'm a marketing person, I'm not a salesperson, so I'm trying to sell my experience, my knowledge, and the same with the stuff I share. So I think you touched on it quite recently as well, the 4:1 ratio of that. Can you explain that again and how that actually works? It's very basics of social media, but also very important for social selling as well.
So when you share content 6 times per week, per day, and that depends of course on the platform and your own plan of what you want to do with social, but when you share 6 pieces of content, 4 pieces of content are about the industry you're selling into, but that's not branded from the company you work for or your own business, so it's third-party content. 1 piece of content is about your company. So it is about, in our case, it's about Sage, but it could be your own business. So it is really promoting your business or the product you sell. And then 1 piece is personal content, And personal content can be a quote, for example. That's something personal, what motivates you on a daily basis. But it could also be a picture where you're having a team meeting, or you have an event, or something that shows the person behind the profiles.
Why would you do that? This is a really good nugget, I think, of information for anyone who's social selling or engaging on social. Why would you share that just a little bit about yourself?
Well, it's easy to share content.
Yeah.
We can all do that.
Yeah. Well, the sources are all the same, basically, whether it's all top or your company information, or you're using Google Alerts or whatever, a particular silo or a particular subject area. So
so that's content you share, and it's available for everybody, and everybody can find it, and that's important. But it doesn't give that personal flavor to your profile.
Yes. Yeah.
People want to see who's behind that profile, who's the person that I'm following. Yes, you share really interesting content, but who are you as a person?
Yeah.
Because people like to connect with people. People like to buy from people.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if they want to learn about the company, they will follow the company handles. But they decided to follow you as a person, and not you as the content machine who just shares.
Yeah, you could be a bot essentially.
Yeah.
There's no point in competing with bots at all. But exactly. You're sharing a bit of your personality, and that's why I think you'll find one of the other sides of social selling is we're trying to prevent churn. So where somebody leaves a business and they take the business with them. That's why they take the business with them sometimes in different circumstances, whether that's Sage or any other company I've ever worked for, is the personality that brings the relationships onto the next business. And it's their clients buy that software from that person. So it's the person who's selling it.
Yeah.
So how would you prepare then for Summit or for any kind of event, whether it's you're going to an event like the Social Selling or Social Summit event that's going to happen in Dublin quite soon, the social media event, or if you're going to say Summit, or if you're going to any event, how would you prepare in advance?
If you go yourself, I think there are two different ways of approaching it.
Yeah.
If we say we focus on getting registrations, which is if you organize the event yourself, or you're in a business like Sage and you're focused on registrations, it is really important that you, of course, share content about the event, but with that personal touch. So when you share an article about your event, make sure that you explain in your own words why you think this is interesting for people. That's, as we said, that's the basics. I think what you did was really good, writing a LinkedIn post. The good thing about this is that it sticks on top of your profile.
That's right.
And I know a lot of people struggle with writing posts, because it is more difficult than just share content that's already there.
Exactly, yeah.
And so I wrote a blog post about how you can actually write a good article and what you can write about.
Yeah.
And we touched on, yes, you need to explain to people why you think it's relevant for them, absolutely. Another thing that's really important is if you have any figures or any stats about events that happened in the last month or the last year, you can use it as well, so people get even a better understanding. Talk about keynote speakers. Who are the people that will be speaking there? Why? What value are I'm going to get?
To add value to that person's business.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing that's important: are you going to be there at the event? And if you are, are you going to meet with those people? So explain to people: are you going to be there? If you're not going to be there, how are you going to follow the event? Maybe you're not there, but you're going to follow the hashtag on Twitter.
Yes.
So you can still interact with people. Maybe you're not going to be there because it's too far away, or you're basically not able to go there, but you want to follow up with people after the event to hear from them how they experienced the whole event. So
in a situation like this, say if you laid out very clearly, if you were a business development person and you had a potential client who was going to an event and you personally couldn't go to the event, would you organise for somebody else on your team or somebody else from your company to meet that person?
Absolutely, that's what you want in the end. You want people to meet with you or your colleagues to learn more about your products. At the end, you want to sell a product. The whole event is set up to sell products. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, some people will go there just for awareness and to get a better understanding of the business. But still, you want somebody there to welcome the person, to have a conversation. Yeah, absolutely.
And if you were actually going to your event, I just read Janice B. Gordon's post on the Sage blog. And she said, get there early, beat the queues, find your way around, know the space in advance. Obviously do your research and look at the floor plans. But that gives you the opportunity to find some quiet places to have one-to-one conversations, which I think is really, really important. So if you are going to an event, research the floor program, look at the event, look at the tracks you want to go, look at the keynote speakers you want to go, but also make time to meet people. I think is really, really important about it. Also in your blog post, just jumping back to your blog post about the perfect LinkedIn blog post, you said make the language easy. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, that's a tricky one that we all fall into every now and then. We're very used to use certain words. We work in an IT industry, so we're used to use words like business development, AEs,
and acronyms like AEs or BDEs and all this kind of stuff.
For us, that's completely normal. We know what we're talking about, but this doesn't mean that your prospects and customers understand those words as well. And it's very scary when you read an article and you see all those words and you're like, this is not for me because I don't get the language. Imagine if I go to that event, that's going to be very difficult. So
okay, that makes perfect sense.
That's a really important one.
I've always, I think I read an article a good few years ago when I actually started writing content, maybe about 10 years ago, that you should actually target your language to the reading capabilities of an 8-year-old child. Because I have an 8-year-old child, he's very smart, but that's the language. Keep it clear, simple, concise, small sentences, and explain what you're doing so that somebody can read it and understand it straight away without having to Google a reference for what does this mean. Exactly, so that's brilliant.
And maybe it's interesting for you to share, you wrote some in-mails for people to register for.
I suppose to kind of put the Sage spin on it as well, we have, as part of that, we had a colleague communication toolkit. So our good colleagues in the social team in the UK, Ellie and Megan, have that communication toolkit has gone out, and as part of that, to enable our sales people within our organisation who are professional social sellers, we have put together about 5 or 6 different in-mails that they can use in messages for their current customers and also for potential prospects that they can contact, which makes it easier, because during the day, I'm sure it's like writing a blog post. For some people it comes easy. Excuse me for that. We had an interruption there. So like I said, it can take a couple of days basically for some people to get around, but if you have that information available to the person, they can personalise that content and write maybe just 1 or 2 lines around the content. Say for example, I wrote 6 in-mails to give to all of our sales guys to cover a variety of disciplines within sales. So some of them are SMB, some of them are enterprise guys, some are inbound, some are outbound. So they can all use this information and just personalise it with 1 or 2 sentences and send it by a message if it's a current connection, and send it by in-mail through Sales Navigator if it's a prospect, which I think is really good. It's really useful to say, look, can your company afford to miss this? This is really good. These are the reasons why. Lays it out very quickly, 1 paragraph, and they can personalise it based on the knowledge that they have already with those clients. So,
but when you say personalised, because
personalised.
You need to explain why you should go. But what is personalising an in-mail or message?
Well, I suppose personalising an in-mail is based on the conversations you might have had with a client or a potential client over a while, and say, I see, John, that you're looking to expand into the payroll area a little bit more because your client base. So I think, say, your X product is not useful for you anymore, but there will be demonstrations on this. There's also going to be a subject matter expert from our company plus an industry expert. So these are reasons why you should go and attend, say Summit, for example. These tracks and these particular speakers are going to be exactly what you need to know. And then you can also talk to people who are using it, your peers, which is great. That's the kind of spiel that you want to add into an email to make it more personal. So that I suppose it's the wrapping on the present. So Summit or an event is like a present, and the wrapping is the personalisation and the card that you want to kind of put around that. So.
But what if you don't have any in-mails?
If you don't have in-mails,
because I'm sure people are watching and are like, yes, I get that you can send an in-mail, but I don't have, or I'm not paying for LinkedIn. So
use messages. Use your client. Use your customer base. Your connections on LinkedIn. So if you have any number of connections, be that 1 or 700 or 7,000, reach out to the ones who you think that this might be useful for. So we did an exercise last year for Sage Summit in Chicago, our big global event. I would like to say at this juncture as well, we have Sage Summit currently going to happen in Australia and Germany, all before the UK happens. So we have multiple local ones, just to get more people at the events, because last year it was in one location in the US, and it was a lot of travel for a lot of people for a few days, whereas these local ones are very locally focused.
Which is
great.
As well.
Localization, exactly, which is really important.
Yeah.
So last year, because it was a global event, we were asked internally to, even without sales navigator, just on a social selling level, on basic LinkedIn, just to send out 5 or 6 messages and write a blog post as well. So I did a blog post, wrote 5 or 6 messages and sent links where people can engage live, because it was in Chicago, on through links on the web, so they could see the keynote speakers that they wanted to see. And I picked out specific people I worked with, or people I had a relationship with in the past, who I thought it might be interesting for their business, because they were in startups or in technology businesses that could use a software as a service platform that Sage provides. So in a nice soft touch, this might make your business easier if you look at this event, rather than trying to sell them. Our products are great, buy our products. Never lead with that in social selling, ever.
No.
Make multiple touch points, build a relationship. Don't go out the gate with shouting, going, buy our products, they're brilliant. Nobody wants to know. It's like we've always said in social selling, you go to a party and you start to talk to somebody and they go, well, I climbed Kilimanjaro and I went up Mount Everest backwards and I swam the Atlantic. You just turn off and you walk away and you just go, that person's full of BS, and you just move on, like, you know. Whereas you want conversational cues where it's natural and the conversation flows, and that's exactly what social selling is.
That's a really good one.
I think if we move on a little bit from LinkedIn, what would your suggestions be around, say, Facebook and Twitter for social selling for an event?
Well, I'm a big fan of Twitter, and I think it's a great platform to start engaging with people before the event. Every event nowadays has a hashtag, so it's quite easy to find the hashtag and to see who else talks about the event before. You can share content about the event before. I've been using Twitter myself as well to invite people for events.
Okay, how do you do that?
It's just a different approach where you send a tweet to somebody which is very personal.
Yeah, it's like a direct message.
But you can even do like a real tweet, so not even a direct message, but just a tweet saying, hey, we have an upcoming event and I would like to send you an invite. Would you be interested? What I experience is that people really appreciate it. Because it's something different from what they normally get. And then when people say yes, of course you send them a direct message to ask for the details. Never ask for the details, of course, in public. Because someone not going to share the email address.
Well, that's true.
So make sure that you follow the person on Twitter. Because otherwise they can send you a direct message, so they need to follow you back. When you follow each other, you can send direct messages. So don't make it too difficult for people. Make sure you follow them before you reach out to them. Otherwise you get those awkward situations. But that's one thing I really like about Twitter. And what I think Twitter is very powerful for is during the event. The conversations at the event. As I said, there's always an event hashtag. And every time when there's an event, even when I'm not there, I love to just jump on the hashtag and just have conversation with people about the event. Hear about what they think of the event, hear about keynote speakers. There's a lot of people quote what people say, so you can get bits and pieces of the event. And when you're at the event, it's great to use to meet with people.
Exactly. So what would you normally put, say, in a post? Would it be an image or a video, the hashtag, and some kind of inspirational quote from, say, a keynote or from a track that you've gone to?
Absolutely. But I also like to have conversations with people. So if somebody
at the
tweets,
event as well,
and somebody tweets saying, "Hey, I'm now at this keynote speaker," and they share a quote, that you reply to it where you give your opinion, saying that you're there as well. So really having conversations with people. And the nice thing is when you then meet people in person, there's already this connection.
Because you have built up this type of conversation in advance. That's brilliant.
And it works great for people who are not at the event as well.
I think it really does. Like our ADs, our AEs, and our accounting executives, and our business executives and stuff like that. It really does. So how would they best do it? Would you recommend that they use something like Hootsuite on their desktop to follow a particular trend
you can do that.
That's going on, or just use it by mobile and set up a list on Twitter?
But what I always do is I just search on Twitter for the hashtag. Because for me, I think it works the fastest. When you click on latest tweets, you have a real-time feed of tweets coming in. But Hootsuite is a good tool that you can use for it as well. And of course, you don't have the whole day to be on Twitter, especially when you're not at the event.
Yes, exactly.
So try to find some times during the day, maybe for 10-15 minutes, where you just engage with people.
Yeah.
Even better if you have a list of prospects who will be there.
Yes.
Create a Twitter list with your prospects.
Yes.
And see what they tweet about.
Exactly, and engage in the conversations that they're having as well. Another tip as well as I would recommend is, like Janice B. Gordon said in her blog, look at the event schedule, and if you're not even there at the event, pick the tracks that are going on, and at those particular times join in the conversations, and make that Twitter list of your customers that are going. I think that's really, really important. And the same with Facebook as well. Keep an eye out on Facebook for your customers that are there at the event. Follow what's happening in their timelines and engage the conversation.
Yeah, and I think nowadays with all the live video options that we have, it's so easy to follow what's going on at an event, because there's always somebody who does a live video. We are doing a lot of live videos as well.
We're doing triple live video now at the moment.
At the moment we do 3 live videos. No, but it's so easy, so you can just jump on those and follow what's actually going on, which makes it even easier to have conversations with people. Because then you know exactly what has been going on.
I think the big thread of this conversation, of the last 5 minutes anyhow of this conversation, is it's peer-to-peer. And this is what social selling is really about. It's not broadcast social media. It's using the broadcast availability of social media and just really honing in on that person or multiple people. You know, and making those conversations and connections.
And it's quality over quantity. You don't want to reach everybody at the event. There's maybe a group of 10 people that are extremely important for you. Focus on those.
And you can do it from your desk, whether you're in South Africa, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in Dublin or America or whatever, and the event is on in London or the event is on in Germany or wherever. You can actually engage from the comfort of your desk, or if it's in a different time zone, from the comfort of yourself at home, whatever.
And a lot of people ask me, okay, how do I get more followers on Twitter? Events. That's my main answer. Just jump on an event hashtag. Start to talk with people. That's how I get my followers. When I see that there's an event going on, which I like, marketing related or social media related, I always try to have at least 10-15 minutes that I interact with the hashtag. I follow some people who are there because I know they have a similar interest. I just ask them very simple questions. What is the highlight for you of this event? Or I'm just telling people, hey, I'm following online. Is there anything particular I missed? You get answers, so you get conversations, and people start to follow you because you're a human.
You're not a bot. Exactly. That's brilliant.
So that's another benefit of doing social media during events. Absolutely,
And is there any other platforms you'd recommend outside of the traditional 3 for social selling? Would Instagram be a platform for social selling at an event? For me, it is. For me, it is. So how would you use that at an event for social selling?
Well, there are hashtags on Instagram as well. So search for the event hashtag first of all. You can follow your prospects on Instagram, of course, because it's an open platform. It's absolutely not creepy or anything. I mean, those people have profiles because they want to be seen.
Exactly.
So you can absolutely follow your prospects there. Especially with the Instagram stories now and Instagram live video.
And the new carousel feature as well, which I think which kind of is, you could really condense activity in one post. So you say, for example, you meet all your prospects or you meet customers, or if you're like, we have Humans of Business on Sage as a platform, you just want to highlight 10 of the Humans of Business in one day really quickly at an event that you're running, or your clients, you want to showcase your clients, 10 quick photos, and then just tag them all, and you have a carousel really quickly.
And you mentioned something interesting, tag the people.
Tag them, and the location, I think, as well. Why tag the people and why?
Because people get a notification first of all. When you tag me, I will get a notification. And location is because I always search on location. When I go to a restaurant, the first thing I do is I check on Instagram for pictures because I want to see what I can expect. So it works really good.
And it's also the opportunity then of amplification. If you tag somebody, they're going to repost on Instagram. You tag somebody in Twitter or something like that, they're going to like, they're going to retweet, they're going to comment and share. So you're amplifying to bigger networks there as well.
And don't forget LinkedIn, because during the event you can use LinkedIn as well.
That's exactly it. I think people actually forget that LinkedIn is a great mobile platform. There's multiple apps available. There's obviously LinkedIn's normal app. There's Sales Navigator app if you have a Sales Navigator license. So use those platforms actually while you're there using it on Sales Navigator. Check your leads. see if they're going in advance. Obviously tag that they're going to the event within Sales Navigator as well, and then just spend some time on LinkedIn, promoting on LinkedIn. Write a blog post about your experience. If you're a customer going to somebody else's third-party event, write about going to the event, what you expect, who you met at the event, and what happened after the event. Share your social selling experience with everybody. Wendy has set up a group on LinkedIn. You can explain the name of it.
So for everybody who is interested in social selling, there's a LinkedIn group called Social Selling Experts. So if you want to join the group, just request access and I will give you access. But yeah, that's a group where we try to have conversations about social selling and to share best practices, because it's something really new. And yes, we test a lot and we see a lot and we give our opinions on stuff, but there are more people that have different experiences. And it's great to be in one place where you can share experiences and learn from each other.
Again, it's conversations. It's peer-to-peer again, which I think it's a very unused part of LinkedIn groups in general. But you're like, the membership of your group is up in the thousands now, is it, globally?
It's 700.
700. That's from a group that started with nothing in November. And basically came from an event.
It came from
an
event,
I think the history of this is important to share as well.
Absolutely, Cause, I was at a LinkedIn event and I was talking to people who were social sellers.
It was a LinkedIn social selling event.
And they all came with the same questions and the same feedback, saying, hey, there's so much we would like to learn, but it's really hard to find people with similar interests and similar experiences. And I thought we should have one place where we can do that. A safe environment where we can learn from each other, where people with less experience can learn from the more experienced people, and the people with more experience can learn from each other. So we can all learn. So that's why I started the group, and it's really interesting when you bring people together with a similar interest. How that can work together and how you can build a community of people.
Well, it's one of the hardest things to do, is actually build a community. Because obviously the need was there for people to share their experiences on social selling, as it's relatively new to a lot of businesses.
Absolutely.
That's great. With clients at events, so say a client is going to an event, would you engage? Is there for me there's 3 steps. I don't know if you agree or not. There's engaging before, preparing them for the event, meeting them at the event to make the most of, say, for example, like we were saying earlier, go to a specific track that might be important to them, or bring them to a keynote, make sure you have coffee or lunch or dinner with them, and then following up after. I think this is the big thing that people miss. So what are your suggestions around following up after an event on social selling?
Well, on social, it goes even further than social selling. Pick up the phone and just ask them, how do you think the event was for you, and what have you learned? But there are softer ways of doing it by using social media, which could be a simple tweet just at 5 o'clock after the event saying, hey, I hope you had a great time, what was your highlight, for example? That's very soft touch. You can even say, I'm going to give you a call in a couple of days to get some feedback on the event, or to hear your opinion on certain keynote speakers, or you can send an email, of course, similar type of message. Just in general, it's really important that you take an action. Yes,
I think that's really important that you do take an action. Just common courtesies like, thanks a million for your time at the event, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. Would you go as far maybe as, not at that stage, but maybe the next stage after that, when they reply, to offer them maybe a discount or a special promotional code, or start pushing to say a little bit more, or volunteer to say, look, next time you're in X location, let's meet up and let's bring this forward.
And I think you have a great opportunity. People who took the effort to go to your event, to give them a call. I mean, and not to talk about your products, but just to hear from them what they thought of your event, how they enjoyed it, because then you easily can move the conversation towards products.
Exactly.
Because there's a chance they've seen your product. They've been talking, in our case, with Sage colleagues, or maybe with yourself. So absolutely.
Super. Right. I don't know if we have any questions. I don't think we have any questions at the moment. So yeah, if you do have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to myself. I am Dave Murphy on all social platforms, and Wendy.
Yeah, Wendy van Gilst on all platforms.
Yeah, and wendygilst.com as well for regular blog posts on social media, social selling, and for personal stuff as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So, and as Dave said, just make sure you reach out to us if you need any help.
Any help, whatever business you're from, we'll be delighted to take your questions and help you with social selling and any kind of social media.
And maybe you can tell us how you prepare for an event.
Yes,
so maybe we're missing out on something really important, or
I'm sure we are, because I'm not sure we know everything about events or social selling. We're always learning all the time. So so thanks very much for your time, and we look forward to next Facebook Live with Wendy and myself. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.